Hi everybody. Apparently, there was technical difficulties on the first video of week 1. That's not okay. So, here we go. I'm going to go over rules 3 and 4 really quickly. I'm so sorry you have another video to watch. That was not my intent. Alright, here we go. Alright, so rule number 3 is the product rule. Product means we're multiplying stuff together. So, if we are multiplying two things that have the same base, notice that both of these have a base of x. They can be anything, but they have to be the same. Then all we do, we get to write that base one time, and we add the exponents, m and n. Just add them together. So, for example, if I have 3x to the 5th times y to the negative 2 power times 2x to the negative 1 y cubed. Now, as you've probably seen on the other videos and on your assignment, some of the problems have lots and lots of stuff. So when you look at this, break it apart into sections. So we have coefficients here. We have x variables, and we have y variables. So that means I'm going to split this problem into 3 parts. So I'm just going to focus on the coefficients first. Here's a 3 multiplied by a 2. Straightforward, answer 6. Next, focus on your x variables. Since we're multiplying those together, our product rule says to add them. So we write the base one time, and that exponent is now a 4. Then we focus on the y values. Same thing. We get to add the exponents, and that'll be a 1. But we're smart. We don't need to write a 1 exponent, so just leave that off. Before you're done, make sure that you check your answer before you box it. So everything has to be simplified, meaning the coefficients are simplified as much as they can, and you see every variable only one time, which we do. And as we saw before, we can't have any negative exponents, so that means this is our answer. All right, and then rule number 4. We have our quotient rule. Quotient means we are dividing stuff, so that's what we're going to do. Once again, we have to be dividing things of the same base. Both need to be x, both need to be y, both need to be a 2. And what the quotient rule says is I get to write that base one time in the numerator, and we just subtract those exponents. The numerator exponent minus the denominator exponent every single time. So I have a couple examples for us to do here. All right, so same thing, we have coefficients and we have a variable. So focusing on the coefficients, 6 divided by 4 does not simplify perfectly, but we know that that simplifies to 3 halves. So done with the coefficients. Next, focus on our variables. Following this rule, I know we're going to subtract the 5 and the 3. So I'm going to write that variable in the numerator and subtract them, which is a 2. Everything is simplified here, no negative exponents, so that's an answer. Last example here. right, so breaking it apart again, we have coefficients. Very strangely here, there's only a 4, but there is a coefficient in the numerator, and it's 1. So if I were to try to simplify those, that doesn't simplify anymore, so it's just a 1/4 still. And this is the tricky part. We are going to subtract our 2 exponents here, and this is where people will mess up. So we're going to write x once in the numerator and subtract 4 and -1, which really means that we are adding them. So it should be x to the 5th power divided by 4. And if you notice, I don't really need to write that 1 there because it's unnecessary. Check your work. Is everything simplified? No negative exponents. Awesome. There's that answer. Okay. Sorry for the extra video. I'm sorry you have to watch 6 more minutes of me talking, but we will survive. It'll be great.